Hello, I'm Lady Starlight. I'm an electronic musician living in Berlin. The biggest catalyst for my creativity is really, I have just wanting to get across what I'm feeling and what's important to me, and something that expresses my values, and to be honest and contribute a lot of honesty to other artists, other female artists, young people, people who need role models. So I really want to present something there with a lot of honesty to the world, because I feel like there's not enough of that. So for emerging artists, my biggest piece of advice is to take every opportunity that you can. You never know which opportunity will lead to which amazing thing. So remain really open. I started as a go-go dancer and ended up transitioning into DJing, and then transitioned to making music. And my big break was one of my best friends is Stephanie, aka Lady Gaga, and she invited me on to play heavy metal records during her pop music set when she was playing piano. I was like, yes, sounds good, absolutely. So as everyone knows, she became a massive superstar and gave me every opportunity to open on her tours. So I was able to do everything from DJing heavy metal to performance art to now doing live techno, which is what I do now. I would describe my style, my musical style, as, I would say hypnotic is probably the best description, in a way that not like trance kind of hypnotic. There's a lot of ways of being hypnotic, but I like to be hypnotic through repetition and atmosphere, and just keep hammering away at this one idea until you're in this other dimension. This is the kind of techno that inspired me to make techno. Was that just like, how is it that I'm here listening for this track for 8 minutes, but nothing has happened, really? So that was what made me say, I have to figure out how do they do that. So this repetition into another dimension. So I want people to go to another dimension some way. I think all the interesting artists come from a totally different place, because if you're just replicating things that you hear, it's those outside influences are what make people interesting. People of my generation didn't grow up with techno, so I think everyone who's a bit older who got into techno, you didn't have techno to listen to get into it. I do think you'll find a lot of artists who have kind of a metal background, or classical or jazz or something, because there's a place for it all. Certainly with techno and Lady Gaga, yeah, she's a total weird person in a great way. So it seems more odd from the outside than if you knew her, it would be on the inside. Collaboration begins with humanity. It's all about the person, and if you have that human connection, then it will always be good, because you're having that moment together and you like each other and you're listening to each other. So you have to, choosing the collaborator is everything. Dialogue was an amazing project that I felt so honored to be part of. The concept was Luke Slater's, and he had reached out. The project had been in development for quite a while. And he reached out and basically just picked artists that he really admired. And it was just absolutely great. The pandemic was something that allowed these things to happen, thinking of new ways of collaborating, so not letting space get in the way of collaboration, and that was just absolutely spectacular, and it was so fun, and it just turned out great. It's amazing. I always wait too long for the percussion. It makes people crazy. Ah! Actually, I should have gone. That would have been a better introduction for it. Today's workshop was an introduction to my live setup, sharing with the students the way that my workflow, my setup, and the inspirations, motivations, and goals behind my set. What I've been doing this whole time for my live set is trying to get rid of things, not adding anything. It's like, here's all this stuff, what can I absolutely get rid of? So this is super important to think about, what are you really doing here? You know what I mean? And what do you need? And don't feel like more gear is better, because you have a bunch of things, but ultimately your performance is worse if you have a bunch of stuff, because you get confused, and you know, as soon as you get in front of a crowd, literally, it's like half of your brain shuts off. So the Analog Rytm is basically two machines in one, and I have my analog kick drum, the analog oscillator, and I love sampling. So it just is 100% the best of both worlds, where you can blend and choose. It just, everything that I needed in a machine, it's like, had it there. The sampling engine, the ease of use with transferring samples, especially for me coming from working with the machine drum, where there was a recording into the machine at various qualities of audio. But I still love doing that, to be honest. But yeah, it just really is like replaced my machine drum and my analog drum machines. So it's like a 2-in-1. It's got it all. The Analog Rytm has made my life so much easier. I really didn't, coming back from the pandemic, I really needed, I wanted things to be more relaxed and to enjoy my performances, because I found that when you're juggling so much equipment that can go wrong, it really means I never had fun at the gigs. So this being in one box and extremely reliable, and to be able to fit, so many different parts of what pretty much everything I was doing had my rack. So it really improved my my happiness. So then anything, you just freak them out. Kick drum. Techno. Oh look, you can get booked in a club. Considering new gear, the main thing I look for is options of ways to, especially audio outs, because I need to separate things and I need to assign them. I need that lot of control for outputs. Assignable outputs are everything. So I look for something that is extremely flexible and allows each artist to use it the way their brain works. And I think this is absolutely, the rhythm is super great. The octatrack is super great. I always think about my live set. A good live set will make a good track. So, so the recording and the performance thing are, to me, are completely art together, and that's the main things I think of. How much can I push it? How long will it challenge me for? I was supposed to have a snare roll here, but oh, you're too kind. They started the slowing down and speeding up to the end.